What up, y'all? So, today we're going to go over part 3 of recycling. It's the last part of the recycling. I'm going to go over this. This is for Carlsbad, which is in California. It's what I printed out because it's kind of a general guide, but it doesn't give you much use as to what to do with your stuff here. Pardon me. So what I'm going to do is kind of go over what they do, and then I'm going to let you know via my phone. I'll read off some stuff as to where you can go here in Richmond. Seeing as how most of the people in our program live in and around the Richmond area, it's important for us to know where we can go and take things. And it's also our program is also in Richmond, and so in order to take things anywhere, we're going to be based in Richmond ultimately, and then kind of spread out from there. But every town, Albany, Berkeley, Pinole, Hercules, they all have buyback centers. They all have recycling places that you can go to. Richmond's a bit bigger, so Richmond has more facilities, which is really good. But we're going to go over the last part, which is kind of going over buyback centers and different things, different places where you can take your stuff. And, obviously we do a lot of recycling for program, to keep our program up and running and make sure that we have fun activities that we can go do. It's kind of how we pay for trips. It's how we pay for luncheons. It's how we pay for Scandia, Waterworld, which I know it's not called that anymore, but that's what we want to be able to do. And so here it says, they have the buyback center. And so right now our buyback center for Richmond, which I'll go over, is open. They are having certain things because of COVID-19 that they want to make sure that people are being safe. So they want to make sure that they're still open. So they are open, and the buyback hours right now are from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. They close from 12 to 1 for lunch, and it is the one on 101 Pittsburgh Avenue. So it is still carrying on. So Shannon, I think, still goes out there and does recycling. She picks it up from some people, and so those are places that are still open. So the buyback center luckily is still open, and we can still access that, which is really good to know. We just have to make sure that we're being safe and things like that. So they take things like aluminum, bimetal beverage cans, plastic beverage containers with recycling symbols number 1 and 7, and glass beverage bottles. It says excluding wine and liquor. I don't think that counts for the one in West County here. I'm pretty sure they take wine and liquor bottles as well and recycle those. So it goes over like composting, which I didn't know if Richmond had anything like that. But it does say that and I will send this link to you all for the second part of the class so that you can kind of read over it and see what we do have to offer. But it does say down here that there is composting. So there's different information, but there's a compost giveaway program from Republic Services. So if you do want composting soil and things like that to help with plants around the house, you can definitely have that done through Richmond, and they'll come out and do that for you. So it's a really nice thing to be able to do to get nice fresh soil for plants, for your garden, anything like that. But they'll have it for you. I think you probably have to go pick it up. You can also do that at Annie's Annuals, where Melanie works. Pardon me. Too many sodas. But you can go there during certain times of the year. It's best to go, because what they'll do is they rotate the crops, and sometimes they have to rotate out the soil, and so they dump a bunch. But people get there really fast, and they take a lot of the soil pretty quickly. But again, Richmond, they do have a compost element too. So for Richmond, so they go over household hazardous wastes here. So these are a lot of different things. electronic waste, such as like old cell phones, motor oil, sharps and needles, fluorescent bulbs, and pharmaceuticals. Any home products labeled toxic, flammable, corrosive, or reactive is a health threat to people, animals, and the environment. So these can be things such as cleaners, bleach, disinfectants, bug sprays, paint, varnish stains, pesticides, fertilizers, weed killers, auto filter, fluids, batteries, household batteries, fluorescent bulbs. And so, so I looked up to see, does Richmond have that for household waste? Let's see. So it does go over, you take things such as medical needles and wastes. So they do, as long as you put them in a biohazard red bag, they will take it. The facility is at the 101 Pittsburgh, so they do take they take needles and medications. And there is a household hazardous waste may be taken to the West County Household Hazardous Waste Facility drive-through drop-off center at no charge to all residents of our service area, unincorporated West Contra Costa County, Richmond, San Pablo, Pinole, Hercules, Rodeo, Crockett, Port Costa, and Tormey. Proof of residency is required. What we would do if it came through program is we would just, because that's where we take our stuff, like our fluorescent bulbs and things. We just have to have a card or something like that. I'm sure Spring would have. If you have it on your driver's license or your ID card, that would be just fine, showing that you do. So they do take everything, such as paint, aerosol, acids, reactive waste, gas barbecues, household batteries, fluorescent lamps, bulbs, CPUs, VCR, DVD players, cell phones, cordless phones. So you can go there, and it's at no charge. So, that is a very good thing for us. And they do have, so on here it says there's a one-day event that they have where they have like a drop-off event where you can actually drop things off. And so they do have here on-call curbside cleanup at no extra charge. So each calendar year, residential customers are entitled to 2 on-call cleanups without additional charge. So it can be green waste that are bagged, mixed waste, trash, and you just have to make sure that you separate these things out. And make sure that you call before. There's a phone number here, and you have to do it at least 1 week in advance, but they can come to your house and pick things up. So, and so here it says it's just a one-day event. But for West Contra Costa County, it is a 2 times a year that you can actually do this. So they do take everything that they take here as well at the 101 Pittsburgh Avenue, the one that we go to. So they take everything that we take. And so it's really good information to have. Simply because sometimes you don't know, things can get overrun. If things start to leak in your garage or if things start to leak anywhere, even in your house, it can actually be dangerous for you. It can be dangerous to pets in the household. So it's best to just know that you have this resource and that they'll even come to your house to pick these things up. So if you don't have time to really go out and you just have everything bagged up, you call them a week before, you can have it out front and just say, okay, here it is. Especially with COVID-19, it might be the easiest way, and just say, there you go. And just kind of wave at them and say, yeah, this is our stuff. And if you're living in the areas that I just read, which is pretty much everywhere, that we do business or that we have, people coming to our program, it includes Rodeo, Crockett, and everything, then, they'll come to your house and you don't even have to show proof of address. You just have to, because you're living there, so they'll be able to see. One moment, please. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Kind of funny because we were just about to go over plants. So this is something that isn't actually included in this, but it's just kind of a safe solution for plants in your home. which is a nice thing that they actually go over, to make sure that if you do have plants in your home, we've got plants here. Melanie, we've got plants all over here. Melanie likes to have, she's like Poison Ivy from Batman. She just likes to have green everywhere, which is good. I mean, it's good for the air. It's good for, I don't know, peace of mind, things like that. I really like it. But again, plants on the inside, you want to make sure you're taking care of them, and you want to make sure you take care of them properly so that they live a long time and they live a happy life. And a lot of the times, if they're annual, they'll come back up. But if you can keep them going for a long time, it's a really nice thing. But you need to know about them, how much sunlight they require, how much they don't require. But this is safe solutions for your home and plants. So liquid soap is a great alternative to toxic chemicals as pesticides for indoor and outdoor plants, which is interesting. I mean, you wouldn't think that putting liquid soap on plants would be a good thing, but it is better than pesticides and things like that. There are other alternatives that I can come up with. Melanie does a lot of that. She'll go out and she has different things that she gets from work and she puts them on the plants. So mix 2 tablespoons of liquid soap or dishwashing liquid with 1 quart of water and pour into a spray bottle. Most indoor household plants tolerate this natural pesticide well. Spray leaves, stem, and topsoil to deter insects from coming back. Aphids, mealybugs, whiteflies, and mites are all affected by this soap remedy. Yeah, you don't really want any of those bugs getting on your plants. They'll eat right through them, and then you're going to have to get rid of the plants, and then you might have mites and things like that running around your house, which you don't really want. So you can fight aphids and other pests by using your scrap onion skins and peels. Save onion skins, peels, and ends. Then refrigerate in an empty margarine-sized tub or plastic storage bag. Once you have filled the container or bag, place the onion pieces in a pail, fill with warm water, soak for a few days up to a week. You can also keep this on the patio in the sun to steep, which steeping is just, well, if you've ever had tea, when you just kind of dunk it in the tea bag into the warm water, that's called steeping. It kind of releases all the flavor out of the tea bag into the water, so you get that great flavor. So after 1 week, strain the onion bits out and store the onion water in spray bottles. Bury the onion bits around plants that are prone to aphids, spiders, and other pests. So again, this is a nice safe solution for in-home and natural. Vinegar. Vinegar is a great solution, natural. It's a disinfectant and deodorizer. So it does seem like vinegar doesn't smell the greatest, but at the same time, the smell doesn't linger. But it helps actually disinfect and deodorize other things. But keep it in a spray bottle, which I have around the house for sure. Like, vinegar is one of the best natural cleaning agents that you can have, and it's natural, and it doesn't leave chemicals on anything, which I don't really like. I try to keep that away from, say, the kitchen or anything like that. So that's why it's good. And then also lemon juice is another natural substance that can be used to clean your home. Lemon juice is really good. It's acidic, so it cuts right through things. That acid really helps cut through. It can be used to dissolve soap scum and hard water deposits. Lemon juice is a great substance to clean and shine brass and copper. Try mixing lemon juice with vinegar or baking soda to make cleaning pastes. Yeah, so you just get some, you don't need a ton, which is what's really cool about lemon juice is, you just kind of, maybe just one, you just squeeze it, get it in a little jar, and then mix it up with a little bit of a paste of baking soda and things like that, and it makes a really good cleaning agent. Alright, so used motor oil. So it does go over used motor oil and where you can take it. So this has things as a Firestone and Jiffy Lube. Now for us, let's see. Where was it? Sorry, everybody. Oh, so Here it is. Do you recycle motor oil or oil filters? So a lot of times when you like changing your oil in your car or something like that, you're going to have to take out the oil filter as well. Motor oil is collected curbside at no extra cost to residential customers. So for more information or to request a free oil recycling kit, includes a special unbreakable plastic container with a secure screw top and leak-proof filter bag. And arrange for a convenient collection date, please call customer service at 510-262-7100. So they'll come pick it up at your house, which is even nicer than this. You don't even have to go to Firestone or anything like that. You just call them, ask them to send you out that kit. You can store your oil in there, give them a call, again, probably a week in advance. Make sure that your schedule's cleared out, and then they'll come over and they'll pick up the oil and oil filter, which is actually really nice. It's much more convenient than here. And then they also have electronic and universal waste. So, computers, things like that, do they take it? I think we've already kind of gone over this because it did say that they do. Yeah, and it's right here. They can collect old TV, stereos, and computers under the bulky item pickup service. So, again, it's at 101 Pittsburgh Avenue, 1 block away from Richmond Parkway. So again, the hours are the same, but they do take all of that. They take computers, printers, fax machines, microwave ovens, televisions, DVD players, CD players, VCR stereos, and cell phones, MP3 players, radios, all sorts. So, and there's also a pickup services available for individuals with disabilities and seniors 60 or over. And there's a 1-800 number on there. So again, for the second part of this, I will send you this. I do implore you to read it over, maybe even go over it with your family, so that you have some ideas that, if you have stuff in the garage that's been sitting there for a while and you're like, I want to get rid of this stuff, then there's a good chance that people will just come pick it up for you. At least that's what they're saying. And there's only one way to find out if it's true. But again, it's just a phone call. I like talking to people on the phone, so I don't mind calling. Okay, so pharmaceuticals, such as sharps and needles, things like that, is the next thing. Do they take that? So pharmaceuticals, sharps and needles. Is it something that we take? And let's see what we say. Oh yeah, so we already went over this. So yeah, they do. They take sharps, needles, syringes, lancets, and biohazard red puncture resistant container. And yeah, so the hours are every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 4, closed from 12 to 1. And again, it's at the 101 Pittsburgh. So, that place, it does a lot. It's really a cool facility, and we're lucky that we have it. And so, they take a lot. And they really are there to help out with what you need in order to get this done. What I really like about them is they're committed to helping the environment. And the way that they are committed to helping the environment is that they have a facility to where they not only take things that are hazardous, that might be chemically not the best, but they take them and they find a way to recycle them. They find a way to dispose of them properly. They find a way to make sure that the disposal of them is not going to harm the environment or have as small an impact on the environment as possible. And that's what we're really trying to do, especially with how many people are in the world. So the more people that there are, and the more people that keep coming, which is fine. People deserve to have kids. That's what they want to do. But with the more people that are on the earth, the more waste is going to be produced. So again, we got to go back to our first class and remember our Trinity. Reduce how much you have. Reuse what you do have. Use a water bottle, things like that, and then recycle is the last one. It's the very last one. So anyway, I I miss you all. This has been part 3. I will send this out to you so that if you do need anything, you can always contact me. I can help you contact anyone for your family or for you to find out if you do, have stuff that you do want to kind of start to get rid of. But this will have everything, and it's really all in one spot, and then they'll also come to your house. So, again, it's a fantastic thing. Anyway, I miss you all, and I hope to see you soon. Let me know if you have any questions, but I'll talk to you all later on.